Hi guys, welcome to my channel Happy High Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out how do you still affect the person on your mind. So you can see an image on your screen right now. You've got three options to choose from. Feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hello group 1, if you guys chose the first image, let's take a look at your oracles to start the reading and find out how do you still affect the person on your mind. After that, we'll take a look at your tarot cards. So the oracles that came out for you group 1 are forgiveness, that says I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Then we have key, that says opportunity. We have to the sea. And we have facade. So the numbers 17 or 7 might be of some importance. Maybe whoever this is someone whom you met when you were 17 years old. This connection started in 2007 and ended in 2017, or started in 2017 or 2007. Maybe there's a 7-year age gap between you guys. These can also be your birth dates. One of you might have been born on the 7th of a month. One of you might have been born on the 17th of a month. Anyway. Now here's the thing, it's very clear over here that this person, the effect that you still have on this person is of a loop that they seem to have found themselves trapped inside. First of all, this individual is definitely 100% guilty for having hurt you. And I feel like essentially what had happened was they could have led you on, or they could have ghosted you while they were still in a committed relationship with you. They could have wandered off to look at other options, something along those lines. However, I don't think they ever explicitly asked you for your forgiveness. Yeah, I don't think they did. When they went, they just went, and they sort of did not look back. And whatever image of theirs you had in your mind, it all just came crashing down. You could have felt as if, I don't even know this person. This is not the person that I fell in love with, and stuff like that. Now, as a result of what they did to you, and add, of course, that guilty conscious to it, what's essentially happening over here is that now they live in this constant fear that someone will do the same thing to them. Because when I see this face over here in the clouds, in the to the sea card, it's almost as if your memory, or the memory of this connection, keeps on haunting them. Their past, and when I say their past, I mean their actions done unto you, keep on haunting them. And so each time they get together with someone new, whether it is a fling, whether it is something long term, whether it is something short term, there is always this fear that, oh, this person might be leading me on, this person might leave me for someone else. They have developed trust issues, which is so weird to me, because I'm convinced that thanks to their behavior, you could have also had trust issues. And now look at the way things work. They did this damage to themselves. They have a hard time trusting people. Oh wow, I just heard they see themselves in a lot of people, which again is so fucked up, because they know what they did to you. They know what kind of a person they are. And it's almost as if they're meeting themselves in other people. I remember coming across this reel a few days ago on Instagram, and from what I remember, it said that I don't wish ill on anyone who'd ever done me dirty. All I ask for is for that person to meet themselves in someone else, and then they'll, get to know what it feels like. And I think that that's what's happening over here with this person, or at least they're always living in fear of that thing happening. So it's what they did to you that is still affecting them. One more message that I just got, group 1. If this person is very successful today in their career, and if they make good money, It's quite possible that these things did not matter to you. But before you and after you, they've always attracted just opportunistic partners who are with them only for the sake of their money, and there aren't really any real feelings involved. And so that's another thing that bothers them. And I feel like the fact that the forgiveness card is opening the reading over here tells us that one of the reasons I feel like why they feel so guilty or why they live in this loop of fear and they keep on feeling this guilt is because you were the only one who saw them, as more than just their money and more than just their career, more than just their material worth. And they're not getting that now from anybody else. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. We have the Ten of Cups, Five of Wands, Seven of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have death. Yeah, so it's about death and rebirth. What I did to someone else, I'm now afraid that the same thing might happen with me. And if you look at this, I mean, although the question was, how are you still affecting them? It's almost as if it is their own actions which are still affecting them. With the Ten of Cups over here, a very happy relationship, and then almost immediately everything just falls apart. This is what they had done to you. Seven of Cups, definitely over here, illusion and worry, and just never being sure. Is this girl really interested in me? Is she just pretending to be nice to me because she's after my money? Who is this other guy that she's talking to? Is she two timing me? Stuff like that. Honestly, group one, I would say that this person is getting a taste of their own medicine, and they probably will keep on getting a taste of their own medicine because they've trapped themselves in this loop now. It's almost as if they've trapped themselves in this karmic loop of punishments or something. One more thing, the Ten of Cups over here with the Five of Wands is telling me that ever since things broke apart with you, I don't think they found true happiness. They might be very good at creating that illusion that, oh, everything's well, it's all good in paradise, but actually it isn't. There might be a lot of arguments, a lot of bickering, a lot of control issues between them and their partner or partners, depending upon how many they've switched since you. There is no peace. How your connection still affects this person is that it has robbed them of their peace, but like I said, it's basically their own doing. Sometimes I also feel like they ask themselves this question, that all that I'm going through right now, do I even deserve it? As in, whatever I did to group one, was it that bad that I should keep on suffering for like till eternity? Because that's what it seems like. Nothing seems to stick. In the past, this person never questioned their own actions. They could have very conveniently projected their bullshit onto you. They could have very conveniently escaped from difficult conversations. And now, like I said, because their actions done towards you and because the past is haunting them, they're forced to answer these difficult questions. They're forced to do some self reflection and assess, are they perhaps wrong? Are they doing anything wrong? Can they do some things differently? Now, of course, because we're not looking at what is their karma for hurting you, so I can't, on the basis of these cards, tell you whether all of this is actually happening in the sense that are their partners actually two timing them or not. But at least they seem to be convinced about it, and so definitely there's no peace. There is no peace over here. And don't fall for whatever they might be selling online. We have the Seven of Cups and facade over here. More than anyone else, I feel like it is you whom they want to prove it to, that, I'm living my best life. But it's just like, for appearance's sake. That's not what's happening within the four walls of their new relationship or connection, fling, whatever it is. Things are not that good. And they are definitely, like I said, meeting themselves in many, many different people. You know how we say it takes one to know one? And in this context, you can go ahead and apply it in a negative sense. It takes one to know one. They know what kind of a person they are, and they're meeting people like themselves, which is why they know what their partners are capable of doing to them. And so there is no peace in paradise for them. All right, group one. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello group 2, if you guys chose the second image, let's start your reading by taking a look at the oracles to find out how are you still affecting the person on your mind, and then we'll move on to your tarot cards. So the oracles that came out for you are honesty. Then we have clouds that says distractions with the number 11. We have regeneration with the number 46, and we have impatience. Maybe 46 is how old either one of you guys is at this time. 2011 might have been of some significance in this connection. Maybe you both met when one or both of you was 11. Maybe you met each other in 11th grade. 11 might be one of y'all's birth dates. Anyway, how are you still affecting this person? I feel over here, group 2, firstly, that ever since things ended with you, this person hasn't been able to really put down their roots in any other connection. And I feel over here with impatience that they're always ready to jump ship. Oh, I don't think this connection is going to work out. Better find myself someone else. They've got these options that they've benched, or a bunch of different people whom they talk to. Okay, if it doesn't work out with person A, I'll switch to person B, but I'll also have backup C ready. Things like that. There is no. I don't think they've found what they're looking for. And if they'll be honest with themselves, they'll know that when they did have the real thing, which was with you, they didn't value it. In fact, I'm being told that this whole cycle of distractions and impatience isn't anything new. They did the same thing when they were in a connection with you. Maybe they thought that, oh, what if there's something else, someone better out there for me? So how can I put down my roots with group 2? What if I regret it later? And now when they think about it, in retrospect, they think that they were perhaps very, very impatient. They acted impulsively. They should not have done that. They should not have let other connections distract them from you, which is absolute bullshit in my opinion, because it's easy to say that, oh, this person, how do I put this, seduced me or whatever, and so it was an honest mistake. I ended up cheating on my partner. What the fuck is an honest mistake to begin with? And what do you mean by I let myself get seduced by someone else? It makes no sense. But anyway, this was their reasoning at that time, and now they know that, like I said, it was all bullshit. Now they're being honest with themselves. Sometimes, definitely, group 2, this person does think about coming back to you and reviving this connection. But I'm not sure whether you guys are up for it or not. I'm getting a very specific message, so you can tell me in the comments if this is something that legit happened with at least one of you. So basically, what I just heard group 2 was that after they broke up with you, they could have immediately gotten together with someone else and suddenly become, like really close, let's get married, and they could have even proposed to that person, let's get married and stuff. And then that person either said yes first and then backed out, or that person was like, whoa, this is all getting too real for me too soon, and you just need to chill. I feel like this individual is now very afraid of losing people. And each time that happens, each time they sense themselves getting all panicky and getting all very controlling or very dominating, your bubble pops up at the back of their mind, because this is how your connection is affecting them. They did not value the real thing, so they've already lost it once. They do not want to lose a good connection again. They have now become a very overbearing partner, is what I just heard. They're trying to become a better person, but they're not approaching it in a right manner, and I feel like it's just backfiring. Now, for a few of you, it is because of the mistakes that they made in this connection that they've actually tried to become a better person. You know, they try to stick to one person for as much as possible, for as long as possible. But in that duration, they become so controlling, they become so overbearing that their partner drifts apart from them. And each time that happens, each time somebody leaves them because of their control issues and stuff, like I said, it's like your bubble pops up. That, well, you're getting what you deserve. This is what happens. And another message that I just got with distractions, regeneration, and impatience is that for some of you, for sure, their current partner left them for her ex. And if it is something that they did to you, again, your bubble would have popped. Like, this is what you get, this is what happens, what goes around comes around. I also heard making a fool. So definitely someone has made a huge fool out of them, led them on maybe, and then left them at the ninth hour for somebody else. I feel like it's a result of all these horrible relationships that they've been in so far, that they've been forced to be honest with themselves and sort of, you know, accept to themselves that what they did to you, keeping their options open or cheating on you, whatever it is that they had done, or left you for their ex, whatever it was, it wasn't right. They should not have done that. And I feel like each time now in a relationship, when their partner says something hurtful to them, or if their partner leaves them, whatever negative thing basically, when it happens, because of their own nature, they get reminded of you. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. The Star, Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the King of Cups. Yeah, so firstly, as soon as the Star card flew out, I heard out of my league. So it's quite possible that when you guys were together, you were out of this person's league and they butchered the connection basically, did not know how to handle it, did not know how to take care of you. I also feel like this person stalks you online, group 2. If you have a public account, of course it might be very easy for them to do so. If you have a private account, maybe they stalk you through a fake account or a mutual friend's account, or maybe you guys are connected on social media, so that's another thing. I feel like they're very afraid of repeating their mistake, very, very afraid, and afraid to the extent where they just keep on making more mistakes, and that is your effect on them. I feel like they do a lot of introspection for sure over here with the Page of Swords. It's kind of like they flip the pages, try to reread what had happened and see where they went wrong. What could they have done differently? They should have stayed at one place. They should not have tried to talk to multiple people, and maybe that is what they did. They were committed to you, but they were talking to multiple other people online. And when you found out about that, of course, you were not thrilled. And now they're so scared because they realize over here with the star that what they shared with you was very good. Like, you were genuinely a very good human being, and they couldn't understand it back then. And now, with impatience over here, along with the Nine of Swords, they just blurt out things, they act very impulsively, they're scared of repeating their mistakes. Sometimes, and okay, so what's, wow, okay. So, what's happening is that they are pushing their partners away because of their own frantic behavior. And this frantic behavior is a result of them trying excessively hard to not repeat the mistakes that they made with you. But like I said, they're not doing a very good job at it, clearly. They have turned into a very suspicious partner. That's also possible, because with regeneration over here and the Page of Swords, especially for those of you for whom this person had left you for an ex, they have now become a very suspicious partner because they're always worried about their partners being friends with their exes, and they're worried that, you know, what's the guarantee this person might leave me for their ex, because I know it's possible, because I mean, I've done it too, so I know it's possible. There's also a lot of guilt, there's a lot of shame. In case this person has never reached out to apologize or to give you any kind of closure, it's because they know that they acted in a hurry, they know that they shouldn't have left you, they know that they should have cherished this connection. So the excuse that they have is that, oh, back then I was too young, I did not know what I was doing. I don't know whether that's true or not, but I mean, that's a reasoning that they give themselves. But regardless, there is a lot of shame around their actions towards you, and they live constantly in that shame. So your effect on this person now is that they've turned into a suspicious partner, they've turned into an overbearing partner, they tend to push their partners away, they behave very frantically with their partners, they're always on the edge of their seat about, what's the next worst thing that can happen in my connection. And all this while, they cannot help but wonder over here with the energy of the star that had they been honest with you, had they genuinely put in effort in this connection, how different would their love life have been? Okay, group 2. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello group 3, if you guys chose the third image, let's take a look at your oracles first to find out how are you still affecting the person on your mind, and then we'll move on to your tarot cards. So the oracles that came out for you group 3 are pride, then we have endings, time to go, and victim. There might be a 10 to 15 year age gap over here between you and this person for some of you. Maybe one of you is 29 years old at the moment, or maybe you guys met each other when you were 29. The number 45 might be of some significance. 29 might be either one of yours birth date. Here's the thing. Okay, so firstly, whoever it is that we're asking about today is someone who's superbly full of themselves. I mean, stuffed, absolutely, up to the brim. They don't think that they did anything wrong. If anything, they see themselves as the victim in the situation. Oh, I didn't leave group 3. It was not my decision to leave group 3. Group 3 left me. I didn't ask them to go. But hello, you created situations where group 3 had no other option but to leave you. It was a very strategic move on your part, to drive group 3 to the point where they have no other option but to break up with you. I mean, at least that's what I'm getting for a lot of you over here. They drove you to the point where you just had to leave them, you had to break up with them. And now they're at this point where, oh, I didn't do anything, I didn't ask group 3 to leave. That's the narrative that they have been sharing with everyone. And that's the narrative that they keep repeating in their head. Because like I said, they're so full of themselves, they're so truly, madly, deeply in love with themselves that they cannot realize, or they refuse to see where they went wrong in this whole situation. But then here's the thing. The skull over here reminds me of death card. We also have the number 11 over here, which obviously has a lot of spiritual significance. And as they say, what goes around comes around. And I think that that's what's happening. That is how your connection with them is still affecting them. They've definitely met a bigger player now. Group 3. I mean, I know we're not asking about what karma are they going to get or anything, but it's just an additional message that I'm getting. Like how we say coaches don't play, I feel like this individual has met someone or will be meeting someone who's going to beat them at their own game, and that will show them. You know how it happens sometimes that nobody likes being told, I told you so, right? But I feel like when you were leaving this person, group 3, or whenever you guys would have arguments, you could have given them, or you could have told them something kind of like a premonition or something that, if you don't correct your ways, you will lose more good people. And I'm telling you this, take it or leave it. And naturally, an egoistic person like them, they did not believe you. And they're like, yeah, probably dismissed you. But it seems over here with endings and time to go that after you left them, a lot of other people also left them. In fact, wow, okay, so for some of you, I'm getting a message that their entire friend circle bailed out on them. Their entire friend circle dropped them. They don't have any real friends at this point. And maybe for some of you, they're not that close to their family either. So they've got no family, they've got no friends, they don't have you. The only thing that they have is their pride, which is so, I mean, it's pathetic, really, because how can you not see that at the core of all of your problems is you? You are causing all of this problem to yourself. They just don't see it. They continue to see themselves as the victim. And now, the point that I was making earlier that nobody likes to hear, I told you so. Each time they lose out on a connection, whether it is romantic or whether it is platonic, it is always because of their behavior, their nature. And when it happens, when a partner leaves them, or when a friend leaves them, or when a relative or family member decides to create some gap between them, your bubble pops up. They're like, I told you so. If you don't correct your ways, this is what will happen. But they burst the bubble very, very quickly because they cannot tolerate to be corrected by anybody like that. I don't know if it's any childhood issue. I don't know if it's because of their upbringing. I don't know if it's anything else. I don't know. We're not getting into that in this reading today. But this is someone who's so thick-skinned. This is someone who is so stubborn that they do not easily let anybody affect them. And so for now, all I can see, I mean, at least through the oracles, all I can see is that, they still continuing to ruin perfectly good connections. And they still cannot see that it is only because of them, that they're the only one to blame. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now, group 3. We have the Ace of Pentacles, Six of Cups, King of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. You see how the King of Swords is sitting between the Six of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles? It's like all the good things that you could have told them, as in, you should do more of this and you should do less of this, you should be more mindful of this and stop doing this, whatever it was, their ego does not let it get to them. And they know that it's not like it's impossible. If they want to genuinely nurture a connection, they can do that. If they want to make something long term, whether it is a friendship or whether it is a romantic relationship, they know they have what it takes to do that. They're just not willing to. And that is where the problem lies. And I also noticed how the King of Swords is looking at the Six of Cups and at the Ace of Pentacles. So sometimes, definitely, group three, they do get reminded of you. They get reminded of any promises you might have made to them. They get reminded of all the love, the care, the nurturing that you poured into them. They get reminded of the good times that they had spent with you, especially if this was a long term relationship. They remember all of that. But it does not change who they are. No, it doesn't soften their heart. It does not make them want to become a better person. It just doesn't. And I know it's a bit of a cliche, but there are a lot of people who think like that. So maybe you did too. If you want to be honest with yourself, of course you can. But like how we meet some people, we know that they're not good for us, but then we're like, oh, I can change him, I can fix him, my love can make him a better person. But that does not happen. And I think that is what could have happened with you guys as well. Especially if this was a long term relationship, it's quite possible that you held on for the longest time. I mean, at least till the time you reached your threshold, and maybe even beyond that, because you were convinced that you could change them. But that could not happen. You couldn't. And so at the end of the day, you had to walk away. They do not acknowledge it though. That's the worst part. I mean, of the three piles, this is the only one where I can see some pondering about the past. I can see these momentary, like I told you so things over here. But they are who they are. And like I said, it's beyond me at this point to understand how can someone be so okay, how can someone be so comfortable with just seeing all these beautiful connections dropping out of their life one by one by one, and yet not opening their eyes to see that they are the problem. Well, I mean, every person is different, and this is just who they are. They miss you. I can tell you that much with the Six of Cups over here. But they are too egoistic, they're too prideful to ever tell you that. So if they haven't reached out to you, and if you're waiting for them to reach out, I don't think you should, because I don't think they will. They want to, but they won't. Like they want to send across a message, but that message will probably just keep keep lying around in their drafts folder. They won't really send it through. Because if they do, they won't be who they are anymore. And another thing that I just heard, group three, is that the personality that drew you towards them was precisely what started bothering you later on. And it's very clear over here with this trio of Time to Go, King of Swords, and Victim, that there was no other way out. I mean, you had to go, because this person, like I said, wasn't going to change, and you would have kept on suffering had you stayed with this person. So just in case, group three, you ever find yourself wondering, oh, should I have stayed for a tad bit longer? Did I do the right thing by walking away from this connection? Yes, you absolutely did the right thing, because some people do not change no matter what. They will appreciate all that you do for them, but it will still not stir any emotion in them along the lines of, oh, I should probably try to meet group three's efforts halfway. That won't happen. And somewhere with the King of Swords over here and the Seven of Pentacles, the message that I'm getting is that no matter how many years pass, they will continue to be like this, and more people will keep on leaving their life. And it is very sad, but it is very true. And there's nothing that you can do about it. I mean, you can see for yourself. You tried, but you failed. And you failed because, like I said, you cannot learn somebody else's lessons on their behalf, right? Alright, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, group 3. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.